What is going on, everybody? Matt Johnson, MattJohnsonSells.com, located at John North Ford here in Emporia, Kansas. Episode number 5 of Car Confessions. As you can see, I have a special guest with me, and I will go ahead and let her introduce herself. Tell us a little bit about who she is and where she's from.
Hi, everybody. My name is Melissa Mayer. I'm the office manager at Nick Jacobs American Family Agency in Emporia. We're right on Main Street on Commercial, 9th and Commercial. I've been with American Family and in the insurance business for 6 years. And before that, I was in real estate. So
awesome. Got a lot of experience as far as servicing people and bringing a lot to the table, just taking it to the next step, going from real estate to insurance.
Exactly. It's a lot of it is similar, but I do enjoy the insurance side of things. It's way more stable.
I bet. So you told us a little bit about who you are, what you do. Is there a particular reason, or why do you do insurance, or why American Family?
For me, and I do love the corporate structure of American Family. It's who I started with, and I never went anywhere else, obviously. Okay. I like them that much. I haven't gone anywhere else.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. I kind of always end up, no matter what I do in a job, I kind of always end up in a service-type atmosphere. I think I just like helping people.
I understand. And I'm same way, being in the car business. I know people have a lot of negative stereotypes, but ultimately I'm in the business to help people and try to solve whatever problem that they come on the lot for or call me for. I imagine there's a lot of that on the insurance side as well.
Yes. And you kind of have to, it's something different every day. That's kind of what I like about it too, is nothing's ever the same. No claim is ever the same. But yeah, you kind of have to be ready to roll when somebody needs something, especially with insurance, because I mean, our job is to put people back together again, to make them whole again when things fall apart. So we get to see people and deal with them as human beings, and understanding that they're going through losses and troubles and stresses in their lives, and we kind of end up seeing them at their lowest point. Right. So we get to know them really well. And as far, it's called American Family. We try to take it to, we take that at heart. We try to treat them like family and treat them how we would want to have our lives put back together too.
Well, and that kind of tied into the next question I was going to ask you, is your reason for doing it. So you kind of hit on that with taking a lot of that to heart and servicing people, and ultimately taking care of people like you would want to be taken care of if you were on the other side.
Right.
And I'm not sure if you've ever been on the other side in that situation. I have, unfortunately, a couple times, and been taken care of just incredibly well by you and Nick when I had issues and claims. So
good.
I thank you for that.
Well, good. You're welcome.
So what is it about you and the Nick Jacob Agency? Why should people buy from you?
Well, I like to think that, like I did touch on, that we try to, when somebody walks in the door, I try to be able to say, hey, Matt, how are you? What do you want? What are you up to? Just talk to them like they're friends. And I try to know people on a first name basis. You're not a number. And what's different about us possibly that sets us apart from other agencies or other places, we're not order takers. We're not, hey, I want this level of coverage, I want the state minimum coverage on this and this. What we're actually here to do is just talk to you, figure out what your life is like, what kind of risks do you have in your life, and how can we diminish those risks. And if, we like to just educate people on,
sure.
A lot of people don't know about insurance at all, and
right.
They rely on us to figure it out for them, because it's like a whole another language, but we try to really sit down and piece it out and tell them this is what you're paying for, and this is the coverage that you're actually going to get. Sure. So that when it's claim time and you've had a boo-boo or the house is burnt down, you're not like, what is this, and what kind, this isn't the coverage I thought I had. But we try to really educate up front.
Sure.
Let them know what they have, and let them make the decision as to what they need or what works best for their family.
And I imagine that, auto insurance, home insurance is a little bit easier to talk to people about because, you see it, you drive it, you live in it, you're there every day.
Yeah.
As opposed to like life insurance that is one of those intangible objects that you can't really see, touch, or feel. It just gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling inside. And so how do you approach that with as far as educating people? Because obviously people have to have car insurance and auto insurance, but how do you educate them on life insurance that they don't want or they don't know that they need?
Right. And that's, I didn't get life insurance myself because before I started in insurance, nobody talked to me about it. Nobody told me about it. And by the time I was, 35, your rates it's based on how old you are and how healthy you are at the time that you have it. And I wish somebody 10 years previous had told me about it and helped me to get started earlier when it was less expensive. Simple stuff like that, just bringing it up with people and actually just making them think about it. Because I think the biggest thing is people don't want to think about death. But you know what? Life insurance is the only policy that is 100% guaranteed to pay out in the end.
Really?
You may never have an auto claim. You may never have a house fire, but you're going to die. And I hate to be frank about it, but you know what? It actually gets through to people a little bit better if you can be a little honest and raw.
Sure.
And explain and ask, what happened? You have this mortgage on your house. What happens if, your husband passes away? Are you and the kids going to have to pack up and move and change your whole lifestyle because it's not affordable anymore?
Right.
I mean, dealing with death is so hard and life-changing anyway. Why deal with the financial stuff too?
Right. And I imagine that a lot of people don't think about it or put it off because it's not a comfortable thought or good thought that people want to talk about or are even comfortable discussing. So they just put it to the back of their mind and never really think about it or learn or even try to educate themselves or have somebody else educate them, because it's just one of those uncomfortable feelings and uncomfortable thoughts.
We ask everybody. We, whether you want to or not, we're gonna touch on it once a year, and we're gonna just ask, and that's okay. But it's so important to think about, and I'd rather cause a husband and wife to go home and get into it and argue over, well, what does happen? Oh my gosh, we need this. So I'd rather them think about it than not.
I understand, and like I mentioned, I know that's got to be one of those hard topics to talk about, being intangible. But I know that you guys have educated my wife and I multiple times on it, and we have it, and we have it on all of our kids as well, just in case, because God forbid something happened to them, and we outlive them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
So is there anything new and exciting that is coming up in your industry that American Family is launching, or that you can talk about and let everybody know about?
We do. At the end of last year, we started, we got access to a whole new pricing model system. For us, it's like means learning a new computer system, right? But for the smart guys in our actuarial that come up with your rates and really dig into these policies and to really provide you the right coverage, it is pretty cool because it's totally exactly tailored just to your specific situation. So pricing is is just tailored to you and your driving record or your claims history and what's happened to you, and not necessarily to other people, because everyone says, well, I didn't get my roof replaced, why are my rates going up? It's tailored to you. And also the new products have the ability to kind of pick and choose, kind of a cafeteria style program, to where you have more access to choose not this coverage, yes, I want this coverage, and get what you want and not pay for what you don't.
Well, and it's not every insurance company that comes out with this, and not everybody gets excited about insurance, unfortunately.
We're the only ones.
But to have something like that doesn't just blanket everybody, but it's not just a cookie cutter approach, but you can customize and tailor to each individual. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. We're having a lot of fun kind of playing around and picking it out and seeing what makes sense. Pricing has been really, really competitive. So we've been really happy with the results so far. Of course, it's a new product, and we're still careful with it and make sure that we're doing the right thing by our customers. But yeah, it gives them a lot more freedom to do what they want.
That's awesome. That is exciting. Not to say that insurance isn't exciting, but
it's not. It's not. I get it. We try to make it a little bit exciting, if not amusing. I don't know.
I understand you got to do what you can, and on the other side of it, nobody likes to shop for cars. People love buying vehicles, but they don't like shopping for them. So I'm right there with you as far as it's not always fun and exciting.
Yeah.
But you got to do what you can.
Yeah, there's the daily grind for sure.
So is there anything besides that new, exciting happening in your office or in the Emporia area, surrounding area?
Yes. Well, and not a lot of people know that Nick, I believe it's been a year and a half now, Nick took over a second agency. And so we have the Emporia location on commercial. We also have the Council Grove office. So not a lot of people know that yet, but we do have 2 locations, and anybody can help you at either location, whatever's convenient. The other cool thing is that we just hired, and I think you just met her probably, we just hired a new staff person. She's bilingual. She speaks Spanish. And like we were talking about earlier, like insurance is its own language sometimes.
Right.
And unless you're speaking the same language, you're not going to be able to really get somebody to understand what they're purchasing. Right. So we're so excited. She's great. Been great about helping us be able to explain deeper, like instead of just point to a number. That's not right, and that's not how we want to sell products, and that's not how we want to cover people.
Sure.
We want them to understand what they're doing. And she's been awesome with that. Another thing that we've had that's going to be kind of her role is we started a claims concierge service. We sort of did, follow up and check in on how her claim's going before, but she is actually from the beginning to end going to pick up each claim, check on you throughout the claim process, and not let go until she sees that the claim is closed and paid out and everybody's happy. If you have complaints, problems, worries, need to fax something in to an adjuster, we're doing all of that for you, because like I said, claims are stressful. You guys don't, as people, consumers, don't go through this every day. You don't wreck a car every day and have to buy a new one, and it's stressful, and you get that too. It's like, I don't know what I'm looking for in a car. What am I doing? So that's what you're there to do. But yeah, she's there to walk you through the whole thing, make sure that it's done right, because that's what you guys pay us for.
That's awesome, especially to have somebody that's going to be bilingual, speaking Spanish, because this is, and it's very similar to auto industry and real estate, where sometimes there truly are things lost in translation.
Yeah.
And that, somebody that isn't familiar with that industry may not know how to explain or may not fully grasp the understanding of it without having somebody that is fully educated and speaks not only English or Spanish, but also the language of insurance as well.
Yes.
To help you navigate, jump through the hoops that you need to as far as the claims, the paperwork, and everything to get whatever's needed in order to get the claim done efficiently and on time.
Right. And it's funny because I've been at Nick's office for a long time and have my people who just always, just habitually, sometimes will come to me, but I have some of my new clients, and I think Elizabeth's only been with us for a month and a half or so, but I already have like clientele just moving over to her because they can speak the language and they're so happy to have her, and they talk to each other in our office about how great it is to have somebody
awesome.
Spanish speaking finally in here. And I said, well, guys, I try, but my Espanol is no bueno.
I understand. I struggle with English myself, so I understand how that goes.
Me too, depending on the day.
Well, is there anything that I've forgotten to ask that you would like to add, or we kind of covered everything that you wanted to get out and talk about?
I think we covered everything. The only other thing that I would suggest is if you aren't, even if you don't have American Family Insurance, we're happy to just look over what you currently have and be able to kind of tell you, just as an advisor, this is where I see gaps in coverage, this is where you might get into trouble, and just things to think about. And even if you don't want a quote from us, fine, and just go back to your insurance agent and tell them about, make it right. It doesn't matter where you get your coverage, I just want you to get the right one for you. So
that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Why don't you remind everybody again, tell everybody your name, best phone number to get a hold of you, and Elizabeth as well. Why don't you tell everybody her name, and if she has same phone number, different extension, that way at least everybody watching can have your names, phone numbers, so they know who to call for their next quote. Or if you already have American Family, now you have a face with the name, so you just have to call one of them and say, hey, I need help.
Yeah, exactly. So again, we're Melissa Mayer, and Elizabeth is our other staff person. Kathy is at our Council Grove location, and then of course Nick is our agency owner. We are located at 907 Commercial here in Emporia, and there's 501 East Main in Council Grove. Our number that rings to everybody is 343-6300, and you can just ask for whoever you want to speak with by name, or anybody can help you.
That's awesome. I truly appreciate you doing this. I know not everybody likes being in front of the camera, but I truly appreciate you taking time out and taking a ride with me and answering some of the questions, kind of being put on the spot a little bit there. And
absolutely.
That's going to wrap it up for episode number 5 of Car Confessions. Again, I'm Matt Johnson, mattjohnsonsales.com. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to give me a call, 620-794-1032, or you can visit my website, mattjohnsonsales.com, and just email me from there. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions about the video or American Family, please feel free to reach out to me. I will put you in contact with Melissa, Elizabeth, Kathy, or Nick, and we'll get you guys set up and taken care of. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all next week.
Thanks for the ride in the new pretty car.